What's up, everybody? Victor Peña here. Today I have my friend Carlos at Carlos Inspire. We're gonna talk about mindset. We're gonna talk about pushing through, making big money and big gains. All right, and stay to the end because there's some hot fire tips out there. All right, we're gonna start right now. Man, I know I always have like great people on, so people know that. They already know getting in that you're awesome. But for people that don't know you, give us a little bit of information about you. What do you do? What? Yeah.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah.
I'm just, on a mission to end poverty. I want to help end poverty around the world. I want to help end sex trafficking, organ trafficking. And the only way I can do it is by raising the bar, raising the standards. And the way how I do it, I just love helping companies scale and grow to levels that they once dream upon. Because if you think about it, if your goal is to make $1 million a month or $1 million a year or $10 million a year, you're never going to outdo your highest aspirations. So be careful what your wish is. You know what I mean? Because you never, ever are going to outdo your highest aspirations. You know what I mean? So that's the ceiling, right? If that's what you want, you cannot go beyond that. And I set the bar so high, and I work with a lot of clients, Fortune 100 companies, celebrities, CEOs, athletes, business owners, to help them scale beyond their limits, right? Like literally shatter through those limits and increase their revenues to levels that they never even think it was possible, just by making a few changes in the way how we convey our message. How we, and that's what I love to do. I love scaling companies. I love helping people. So now we can tackle upon, let's go find some causes that we can donate, that we can help. And I often tell them, you pick your cause. So if it comes from me, it's biased. But if it comes from you, we tend to do more for others than what we do for ourselves.
Yeah, I love that. And so how did you start? Now you're coaching CEOs, you're a mentor, you're a speaker, you're doing big stages. How did you start this game?
Man, that's a great question, man. They start from a big pain, my brother. Once upon a time, 33 plus years ago, I was just selling bread on the streets. I spoke at an Oscars event a few years ago, and I brought the bicycle to the stage with the bread that I used to sell. And I threw bread at celebrities because I wanted to prove them a point that is more to life than money and fame and likes. Instead of we focus on how much money is on the bank account, let's make every conversation count. And that's always was my biggest fear, being able to be in a near-death situation, knowing that if there was something left in the gas tank. Because once upon a time, when I was a baby, my father died in a car explosion, in a horrible car accident. And to make things worse, people often come to me with problems, they're struggling. My stepfather was murdered. My mom and I was physically and mentally abused over and over again. And, they call my mom a viúva negra, the black widow. I often joke with my clients, whenever they come to me, and have a lot of high-level clients and business owners, and they're struggling. They're doing good, a few 100,000, some of them a few million a year, and they want to grow. But sometimes they come with me with stuff that's like, it's not a problem. I always tell people, it's not a bad day. It's a God-giving, building character day, And I tell them, don't make me call her. I will call Avia Negra. And they're like, don't call your mama, Carlos. I say, I'll call her. Because it's these third world problems there on a whole nother level than first world problems. And that's why out of that pain, all that hate, all that anger, all those disgraces that I went through, I learned at an early time, my brother, how to reframe it. Every time I saw something difficult, a problem, I reframe it. I would ask better questions. Whenever you guys listening to us right now and you're going through, struggling through something, somebody cheated on you, your business partner walked on you, they stolen money from you, you done a real estate deal and they overpromised, didn't deliver. I don't care what it is. Just pause before you engage, before you go. You pause and you think. and you ask yourself a better question. What else does that mean? Just that one pause right there, my brother. You know what I mean? Just like, you know what? Let me get back to you in a day. Just by pausing, by getting back to that matter in a day, now you're giving your body that chance to better self-reflect instead of engaging in the fight or flight, because we are predators, right? We are tribal. We descendants from natives and Indians. So our prime as men is to let's freaking go. Let's set it down. Let's set it apart. But because we know that we instinctual, we are that way, we come from that, let's just pause and reflect so that we can have a much better outcome. And I often talk about on stages around the world, and I speak several languages, and I say there is light in darkness because I've been there. And I wrote a very inspirational book that I use 100% of the proceeds to feed people facing hunger. And I say something very powerful in this book. I will never take you to a place that I haven't been myself. And that's why I connect with so many people, my brother, because I've been through so much darkness, and I use that, and I created an energy. I call the force of good, a force of God, right? And you just believe in yourself. I don't care how much you're struggling now. When I was selling bread, I was 7 years old. And I used to tell myself, one day I'm going to become a mentor of mentors. I'm going to mentor presidents, athletes, celebrities, powerful CEOs, so we collectively can come together and go help more people. Because I wish they would come and help my mom and I when I was struggling. And I used to tell myself over and over again, one day you become that person. And you be careful what you say to yourself, whether it's good or evil. Look what Hitler did, right? He preached that craziness that he did over and over, and those millions of soldiers believed in him, right? To go do acts of evil. Guess what? We can flip the chain. We can flip the coin. We can preach acts of good, where now we can spread the positivity, and now we can give hope to all the little boys and little girls in Brazil, in Africa, right here in our own country, in America. So much homelessness, so much poverty. I never thought we were going to get to this point in America. And that's how it started, my brother. It started from the hate, from the anger, from a place. And I often talk about the only reason we know love is because we know hate.
Man, that's so powerful. Like, so, and a lot of business owners, especially, they tend to, you know, get into problems or get screwed or whatever, right? And have a really tough thing happen to them. But a lot of them don't make it out in a positive way. So, like, what kind of mindset do you got to have to be able to use negative things and move towards using it as the right fuel? Because people don't do that. They become victims. So you obviously used big events as fuel. What kind of steps do you think, like, what helped you be able to do that?
You know, like the biggest thing that helped, I love when you're doing stuff live. I'm watching outside the studio and somebody just fall on a motorcycle. So if you guys hear a cycle, they are tearing down outside, you know. But you know what I love it. I love it. And let's keep it. We're not gonna edit it. You know, you gotta keep it at 100.
That's right.
That's what it starts. Keeping at 100, right? It's a great way to actually start thinking about the answer to this question. We tend to go into the victimhood instead of, let's face it, what is the problem? What is the root cause? Let's figure it out, how to peel the layers off the onion and deal with this problem right now by asking better questions. Because I often tell people, my brother, it's like the only difference between you and I, it's time. That's the only difference. It's time. You know what I mean? It's like if we operate from the essence of God, you know what I mean? Just operate from a place of faith. When you are difficult, you lost everything. All right, every day is a good day to start over. Who in my town, who in my city, who online can I put myself around that I want to be like that person? Let's say they want to be like you, they want to be like me, they want to be like Grant or Brandon Downson, you know, good friend of ours. And how can you think about it, right? How can you serve that person? Not by reaching out to us on social media and asking for something. No, ask, hey, how can I add value to you? How can I be a person of value? Every time that I was struggling, I always focus on how can I help somebody else? Because the moment that you do that, even if you go to like a place in your city, go cut some onions and out and serve some food to the homeless, right? You shifting away from your own internal struggle to go help somebody that doesn't have a roof, that doesn't have a family, that doesn't have nobody, right? And I always focusing on shifting from me into like, how can I serve someone in even deeper struggle? And then who do I have to surround myself with? Where now, let's say if you are throwing an event, I would reach out to you. Hey, can I come in and volunteer at your event? Can I help you out with the chairs? Can I help you out, with verifying their names when they are checking in? Guess what? A lot of event organizers, sometimes they forget about to ask the community for volunteers, but can now save you money. And now you can put yourself around those events. Let's say if you're struggling, you have $0, you cannot afford it. Now you can put yourself in that environment for free by being a person of value. And now, guess what? The event organizers, we're watching that. The people that are going to be coming to that event, they are paying to be there. Right now, you're putting yourself around others that are where you want to be, right? If they are going to an event, they are, and if they're paying big money to be there, that means they're investing in themselves, right? They want to raise the standard because you don't want to be the smartest guy in the room. Somebody probably used that on the stage and they probably stole it from the Bible somewhere, right? You don't want to be the smartest guy. You want to put yourself around others that are doing bigger things so we can constantly get better, we can grow. And it's a great way to constantly not to feel stagnant, right? When you're going through something difficult, you're shifting. How can I help somebody? Which room do I got to put myself into? And if that room is very expensive ticket, contact the organizer. Can I come in and volunteer? Can I add some value to you? I'm struggling right now. Can I help you? Right? Be real, be raw, because that's the problem right now in society. We don't want to talk about that we are struggling. We don't want to talk about what is keeping us up at night, which takes me to another point. If you are struggling with sales, let's say you guys sell shirts, you sell hats, you sell real estate. I don't care what you sell. Sales is sales. Think about if you're struggling and you're not able to sell as much, when is the last time that you pick up the phone, you as a CEO, not your VA, not AI, not the goddamn bots, you, the CEO, you call the phone and you say, hello, Mr. Client, I'm doing a survey for my company. I want you to tell me with all your honesty, like full integrity, anything goes, when did I have you a hello? When did you decided emotionally and financially to purchase my hat, to purchase my shirt, to purchase my real estate investment, to hire me as your speaker, to hire me as your consultant to scale your company to $100,000+ per month or $1 million+ a year or whatever, right? Because what I'm asking, look at the power of that question. We are going deeper to the people that already bought it from us. Those are your best people to call and ask them, when did I have you a hello? When did you decided to purchase my products? What did I talk about it? What did I had something in my hand? Was I don't know, whatever, right? What story did I told? Was I holding a book? Was I, maybe I was in my bicycle on the stage throwing bread at people? When did I had you a hello? What did it made you pick up your wallet and get your credit card and buy my product? Because you see, people, they don't do that. And when you do that, now you're hearing directly from the lion's mouth the copy that you need. ChatGPT cannot give you that. You have to call the clients and you got to go back to the basics so you can constantly be adaptable and keeping up to what is trending, asking better questions, understand when did you have them? Because if you know that and you answer that over and over, you're doing those surveys on a monthly basis. Now, guess what? Now you have the copy that you need to now pick up the phone. Have you ever? and talk about that pain, and then have a goddamn link, go purchase my shit, and then we'll buy it from you, right? It's like, but nobody wants to teach that stuff, right? I like to teach and give so much value to people. And I often talk about, you want to be the person that adds the most value in the niche that you serve, because now you become the go-to expert. Like, I want you guys to talk about me at the dinner table. So when you are struggling, when we start making 200-300 grand a year and you want to get to 3 million or to 5 million, I got to call Carlos.
Hey, Carlos, why do you think CEOs don't call their customers?
A lot. See, some people, they forget to, I always talk about, you can never, ever forget what you come from. That's why I bring the bicycle to the stage when I speak at certain events, and I bring the bread, because, you know what I mean? Sometimes we become so big, and sometimes we have to be honest with ourselves. Sometimes it's the ego, right? We become too big, and the ego, or like, no, I ain't calling it. And that's why I have employees and blah, blah, blah. Trust me, I'm old school. I'm military. I had my years, it happens to all of us. But we cannot let the ego, the ego is not our amigo. We got to go back to the basics, because think about it, guys. Think about it. Out of all our CEO friends, how many CEOs they do that? I'm not telling you to go call 100 people. I'm telling you to call 1, 2, 3 clients a month, every other month, and ask them the question: when did you decide that you buy it from me? If you are struggling, you need more sales, just let's go back to our clients as I already handle you the cash. Let's go back. What about, like, think about you guys right now. How often do you call your clients to ask for a referral, to make an introduction? Like, I had a coaching client of mine. She was struggling, a mom and a nurse. Her husband, piece of shit, left the country so that he didn't have to pay child support and abandon her. He's, dating somebody younger than her, and left her back here in the US with the kids. And she couldn't sell her coaching program, her health coaching program. She was charging $100 a session. Working so hard as a nurse, as a single mom. You know how hard it is, man, for single moms in this country, anywhere around the world. And we went deep. And I told her, I want you to go back to your clients. Ask them, when did they buy it from you? When did you have them a hello? Ask them, could you do me a favor? Who do you know that might be struggling right now in their health, that you could do a 3-way text introduction right now, not tomorrow, no, accountability right now. And now guess what? She did that last week, made $18,000 in 1 week. Her best month was $1,000. What did I did? Change a few things in her messaging. Let's find out, when did you had them a hello. Let's figure it out. What is keeping them awake in the night? What is your silent Q&As? Think about, when is the last time you call your clients and you ask, what is your silent Q&As? The questions and the answers that you're asking yourself at night that's keeping you awakened. Think about it, guys. If we know the answer to these questions, what do you guys think would happen to our marketing? Would we make more money? Would it be more optimized? Would we get more views? Would we get more likes, more engagement, more of whatever you want? See, you watching me, listening to me, you deserve more. I want to give you more, but I only have 30 minutes here on this podcast, right? So understanding that's the stuff that I tell people. You just got to make a few changes in your business, and you can go from frustration to freedom in no time. You know what I mean? But again, you got to keep it like we're talking over here. We keep it at 100. We're in the middle of a podcast outside my studio. I live in this very nice, wealthy community. And somebody fall on a motorcycle. Kids are off school, and you're like, I couldn't stop it by not talking about it. Most people, they'll be like, nah, I'm not gonna. No, keep it at 100, because why am I gonna sugar? That's the thing. It's just like, let's give it all we got. Let's separate ourselves from all expectations and just focusing on serving people, being who you are. Like, I'm silly. I'm fun. I love inspiring. I love teaching. You know what I mean? Like, I'm the same way how I am here talking to you guys. If you're talking to me outside the coffee place, I'm not going to try to be somebody that I'm not, because that's not sustainable, right? And it goes right back to us peeling the layers of the onion. And then, so highly recommend you CEOs listening to us here. Go back to the basics. Call 1, 2, 3 clients a month and ask those questions. And then now pass that on to your sales team, your marketing team, your agencies, your setters, whoever you work with, and watch the magic happens.
Man, I love that. I personally, I mean, today I did three calls to customers. I don't think people cover that at all, especially in the leadership game or even middle managers. They don't like calling customers either. And if you're a business owner, you better be willing to do the things that you ask your team to do. All right. So for you guys that are watching and you guys need sales, number one place you can go is your power base, like Carlos is saying. The reality is, it's what we need. A lot of times we try to do crazy strategies, the funnels, the blasts, the emails, the AI, but we forget that you can't call the last human that gave you money and then ask them for some more.
For real. Because it's real. It's raw, right? We're being humble. And if you are the CEO calling it, it's like people that don't talk about it. Think about how many events and how many people you guys listen to online and how many of them talking about the things that we are discussing here. They don't go that deep. A lot of people, sometimes they hold back. They don't want to give value. They wait. They want you to pay them 10, 20, 30, $50,000 first before you're learning. I always tell people, and I tell a lot of coaches and consultants that I mentor around the world, you give them your best. Give them massive value. Go make them some money. And I promise you, you never have to, worry about asking them. They will come back. And like you were saying, right? Everybody's going after the funnels and the strategies and blah, blah, blah. Guys, information is free, right? What people need is real, raw accountability, holding hands, working, rolling up the sleeves, being very tactical. Like, he called his clients. Like I tell people, now Victor Little, he got on the phone and he called the clients like we are discussing here. All you got to do is just call them, ask for their referral. It's the simple stuff, guys. Don't waste so much time. Just think about it. How much time in the last month you guys wasted time creating content, hiring people, running ads. And look at how frustrated that is. It's even to talk about it, right? But now at the same time, how many times did you pick up the phone and called your clients? How many times did you ask for a referral? How many times did you done a data mining, data analytics to extract it from the client, not for the freaking insights on social media? No, we got to be human. We got to humanize. I do a talk I call the future of AI. And that's the stuff that we go deep, right? You need to humanize the AI. But you, the CEO, got to go deep to understand from the bottom up what is happening so you can be a better leader. So now we're not doing conscious blaming, or we're just going to blame on the team. I'm going to blame on the sales team. I'm going to blame on my CFO or my CMO, blah, blah, blah. No. It's our fault. We are running the company. It's our business, our company, right? And when you do that and you connect that much deeper, you go deep with your employees, you go deep with your sales team, with your customer service team, and you connect with them deep, guess what? They won't leave you because they know you care, because you're going back and you are the one out there on the floor asking them. That's how you reduce the amount of, if you see a lot of churn in your company and people moving around and leaving you, and you're spending a lot of time hiring, rehiring, all you have to do is just get back on the floor and connect with these people on a deeper level. Take them for a cup of coffee. Somebody, on the bottom, that's on running your sales front. Understand what are their struggles, what's keeping your employees up at night. See, now I'm going deeper, right? I told you earlier, I told you to call your clients. When is the last time that you call your employee, that you talk to your CMO, your CFO, that you talk to the middle manager, the person that's leading your customer service? When is the last time that you asked them, what is it keeping you up at night? You know what I mean? What would you love to see me doing more often, right? Now, I'm not even going to go there because that would be a whole nother level of us going deep here. But you guys get the point. It's the little things, guys. It's the little things that will get you from 100 grand a month to $1 million a month, from 10 million a year to 100 million a year. It's the little stuff. But all you got to do is just got to do it. I'm not telling you to do it. Oh, because I have 10,000 employees. Just take a few from each department. Like, come on. I don't want to hear it. It's like, we just got to do it. It's our company, it's our baby. At least when you die, the wheel's going to keep moving. It's going to pass it on to your family, to your kids. So you want the foundation there strong.
Dude, I love that. These fundamentals, We do them back when we're starting as business owners, but you forget to talk to your people, you forget to do these things, talk to your clients. So that's the number one thing that it's a really good takeaway for me. So I noticed you were holding up your book, and I was looking into that earlier. I'm gonna get it so I could read it. It's about like 9 steps to wealth and health. How about, can you tell me more about that? I want people to read it, so don't tell me everything. Just tell me, some of the teasers of what the book is about. Yeah.
This book over here, guys, Work Like an Immigrant, is actually a crazy title, but it's actually how not to work like an immigrant, right? Because think about it. Look at the title. Look at the subtitle. 9 keys to unlock your potential, attain true fulfillment, and build your legacy. And you see how tomorrow is a scratch? So it's building your legacy today. So we go very deep, and I break it down in sessions. I have a lot of life lessons within the book that I want you guys to spend some time when you go through the life lessons. I also go deep into practical exercises and techniques that we can apply in our life. And then my phone was supposed to be on mute and it's not, it's a lot of powerful strategies that I share in the book. Where do we go deep? We go deep into mindset. We go deep within strategies, within life lessons. Part 1 of the book, I talk about my background, growing up in Brazil, selling bread, all the crazy stuff that I went through. And then part 2, we go into the 9 keys. And then within the keys, we focus, we go deep. We go deep within mindset. We go deep within, leadership and within really like being consistent. It's just like doing the work, the stuff that we are discussing here that nobody wants to go deep and talk about it. But if we go back, think about it. The other day I was speaking, about 800 people in the room, and I asked the question, how many of you here are also putting one piece of content every day on YouTube? One hand, 800 people. And then I asked the question, how many of you are putting one piece of content at least every day, Instagram and TikTok? A bunch of hands. And okay, you're being consistent there, a handful of people, but why not you taking that same exact piece and upload it to YouTube Short, knowing that social media right now, they want more videos, right? So it goes back to a topic that I go deep in the book, which is the consistency piece, right? Just do it even though we don't feel like it. Because guess what? The social media companies, they are giving us free views, organic, free, 0 ad spend. You're already putting the videos and the pieces of content. Think about this video here. How much golden nuggets we are covering, where now Victor can clip this into 30, 60 seconds or less, and he can put it out on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube Shorts. That will bring him. Think about it. You're doing already on Instagram and TikTok. By doing on YouTube, let's say if you just get 200 views, do that 30 times a month, you got yourself 6,000 extra views a month, 60,000 extra views in 10 months, 600,000 extra views in 10 years. What do you think that would do? Think about it, just 1% of that buying Victor's products, buying some of the stuff that we sell, right? Just 1%. Let's just think very small. What do you think? Look at the bottom line. How much revenue would your company bring? And you see, when you guys understand and you follow the trend and you understanding, I'm very deep in understanding the psyche. I understand emotional intelligence and the sales behavior, the entire process of what is keeping the clients and waking at night. So now we can better serve them and market to them. But I also want to ask the question, what does the social media companies are worrying about? What are keeping them awake in the night? And right now, it's a battle of video views. So all we have to do, guys, is a monster pro tip. Start putting more shorts on YouTube. If you're doing it on TikTok, on Instagram, download it and upload there. Free views, free organic. You bring a ton of new clients. You guys over here that are listening to us, a lot of you guys are selling shirts and merch and hats and cool stuff. Put the shorts on YouTube. Do 1 minute. I don't care if you do a quote, for 1 minute, holding on, having the hat, have a cool shirt with a cool logo, with whatever you want to sell, because you're going to be bringing additional revenue to your business. But again, nobody talks about, right, the consistency. And I go deep in the book where we go over the mindset, where we peel the layers off the onion. Then I give exercise and practical techniques that we can apply at home with our team, with our employees. Then we go deep into the persistency part, which is that part right now with social media. And then leveraging. If you guys see the social media companies putting out new tools, use them. They are literally telling you, we spend millions of dollars in adding these tools to the whatever social media companies we are using right now. If you do use it, they will reward you with free followers, free views, which in turn, these people are going to follow you, they're going to buy from you, and the bottom line, revenue goes up. That's how I have so many clients of mine able to do more money in a month than most people do in a year, because we know what social media companies want. We understand the pain of the clients in that particular niche. We speak into that pain. We adding value. Even if they don't buy from you now, whenever that pain is going to become unbearable, and they think about the pain that you guys solve, who do you think they're going to come to? They're going to come to us because they see us adding value, not asking for nothing in return. Law of reciprocity. Even our own clients, right? The people that are paying you right now. And even if they done working with you, guess what? They're always going to love it because they're going to get that value. They're going to keep following you. They're going to keep listening. You're going to keep reminding them, hey, hard work works. The consistency part. I don't feel like doing it. You just got to do it. You just got to do it. That's, you know what I mean? And that's why the whole concept of working like an immigrant, Victor, is literally hard work works. You don't have to work like an animal. You can actually be strategic and still make a whole lot more money doing less, just by applying some of these strategies and tactics that we are talking about.
Man, that's super powerful, because a lot of the times where we all fail is that consistency, right? So first you got to commit, and then you have to have that consistency. So what kind of tips do you have for people that have a hard time being consistent with what they're doing?
You know, remember earlier we were talking about whenever something pisses us off, that's when we normally do something. I normally have something that I do with my clients. And if I ever see the behavior of not consistency, or we both know what we got to do to go make the money, like my client, right? She wasn't struggling. She charged $100. We made a few changes, and I said, okay, here's what we're going to do every day. We're going to connect, and you're going to call people, and you're going to call your past clients, people that even gave you $100. And we're going to go deep. We're going to ask for a referral. They might even come back and do business with you. And now you charge more money. You believe in yourself. But then what happens when we don't do it, I would have something I would go so deep. I'll be like, okay, what pisses you off? Let's say, you are a father, right, Victor? You have kids?
No, but I have a golden retriever. So
okay, so like that, they like our kids, for real. So I love dogs. I love the retrievers too, So, and think about this. Even if you don't have kids, we just think about what it pisses you off, something that you guys hate that really angers you. Let's say, for example, I hate when I hear about kids being raped or child molestation. So now think about a local prison nearby you. So now you're going to set yourself a goal for this week. Let's say that you got to be consistent. Let's say you're going to put a small goal. I'm going to call 3 clients a day for the next 5 days to ask about the questions that we discuss here in the show. If you don't do it, we're going to do 3 clients. I'm not going to go 30, 50. Let's make it achievable. 3 clients a day. If you don't do it, 3 clients a day for the next 5 days, I want you to go to a local prison, and you're going to have to give $500 or $1,000 to a rapist sitting in that prison. Something that's going to be totally against your values and your beliefs. Because we tend to do shit when it pisses us off, right? And I know you guys, if you guys are like me, I'm old school, and you're not gonna let that happen. So you have to tie your goals to something that pisses you off. So when you see those patterns of inconsistency showing up in your life, and you don't have Victor or myself on your corner to be like, okay, brother, let's go. Now you gotta drag your butt to a local prison, and you gotta go give $500, $1,000 to a rapist, to somebody in that prison. And this way, you know what I mean? So it's like you got to do something so extreme, Victor, especially if you've seen a pattern of inconsistency. I always talk about you got to kill the monster before it grows. If you guys seen bad habits within yourself, guess what? That's going to spread out throughout your company. It's going to spread out throughout the family. You got to cut it. You got to kill that monster before it grows, and then be a true leader, lead by example. And now that you have the watch, some of you guys that will do this, you're gonna be like, hell no, I ain't giving no 500 or 1,000 bucks to no stupid racist, rapist, right? You just don't. That because why? That's your highest value and your beliefs. And whenever we go there to that thing that we hate, that we won't do no matter what, if you tie that into a goal and a consistency, I promise you, you're gonna do it. You know what I mean? So that's just something, it's very extreme, but trust me, I do that a lot with some CEOs and celebrities and athletes, and they do it. Especially when they play at that high level, when they retire from being an athlete. Oh God, it's they miss that thing, operating at high level at all times. When you retire, now you're back in society. It's like for them, it's not normal. They don't know how to act. That's why they will beat their spouses or their kids, or they will do stupid stuff, right? So we got to be able to break that. We got to be able to talk about, okay, let's talk about it. Let's peel the layers off the onion. Let's do something, So great question, brother.
Man, I love that because I honestly I haven't heard tying a goal to something that you extreme hate. So that's not bad.
I know. I like to do crazy. I'm very unconventional, Victor, when I do stuff.
Yeah, because everybody starts stacking stuff they hate throughout the years, so it becomes easy to pick some of that stuff up.
Especially if it's something that you see that now is a pattern, and that pattern is going to become a bad behavior that eventually it's going to stop you from growing in your business. So anytime that you guys see any patterns of behaviors that you want to kill that monster before it grows. And the only way to do it, you have to tie to something so extreme, because if we don't, we go back to repetitive patterns, right? We go back to what is familiar. So it has to be something extremely crazy to this level to really get our mind to be like, nope, I ain't doing it.
So how do you break yourself from familiar patterns?
Let's say, for example, we all know some of the stuff that we got to do it every day and we don't do it, right? We all know that we got to work out. We all know that we got to, have our meetings with our teams and our sales teams. And we all know that some of the things that we discussed over here in the show today, that you got to take the time to go do those things. And you're not going to do it just for the next couple of months because, you hear us talking here. No, you want to make that a consistent thing. You want to do that on a consistent basis. And the moment that you see yourself falling and not doing it, some of those behaviors, now you want to go back. Okay, I need to really kill that bad behavior, kill the monster before it grows. Whether you're going to do it like I do it with something so extreme, like we discussed here, but you want to pay attention. You want to write it down. Think about it right now. All the things in your life, in your business, stuff that you used to do at the beginning that you now no longer do. Think about some of the stuff that you're struggling right now in the wheels of life. I don't care what area, right? Health, wealth, savings, business, whatever it is. If you see that, if you're lacking on that, if you miss that, just think about, okay, what are some of the behaviors, some of the things that I stopped focusing on? I stopped doing it, right? The things that what I say, like I have a lot of friends that they love going shooting, right, to the gun range. And if you stop doing it, like just go back to the stuff that makes you fired up. Go back to some of the habits, right? Soccer, golf, gun range, swimming, whatever it is, doing that, go back into those things. Because if that's what you did at the beginning, and that you always saw a growth within your company, within your sales, guess what? It's because of those things that we done it before that fire us up. You got to do more of the stuff that you love, and you disconnect from work. In the middle of the week, you're working, it's been a crazy week. All right, call your boss. Let's go to the gun range. Go there for 2 hours, then go back to work. Guess what? Now you disconnect from the difficult task that you are working. By the time that you are back, you focus. You were with your boys. You were at the range. You had to be focused to aim at your targets, right? Doing stuff differently throughout your life, throughout your days, disconnecting, going back and reconnecting with the stuff that we done at the beginning. You know what I mean? Very important to focus on those things. It's very good for the mind.
Man, I love that. A lot of times, especially probably in the last few years, you have that grind, that hustle, that 24/7 got to keep grinding mindset. But at some point, you do burn out for the day, and it's better to reboot it. Even if you get a couple hours, and then you go back to doing a different kind of task that can help you move the needle forward. So people say, you know, there's a lot of burnout that happens. And I don't think you burn out. I think you just lose inspiration. You don't seem like a burnout kind of guy. So like how are you, and you're Carlos inspired. So how do you keep yourself inspired? Because in order for you to push out so much energy for others, how are you doing that for yourself?
No, man, that's a great question, brother. That's a great question. You know, it's like I got my rituals, you know, I go back to the basics. I go back to a lot of the things that I always loved doing it since I was a kid, right? I love soccer, I love martial arts, I love shooting. I love a lot of those things, right? My daughter and I, we love adventures. We love, you know, whether it's skydiving, jumping cliffs, going to the wild. You know, I own properties in Brazil, in the Amazon. My farms. I love being in nature, disconnecting from the major cities. And I always, you gotta give yourself that time, guys. You know what I mean? Like you heard this all the time from people. The way how you do one thing, you do everything. How are you guys, you know, starting your morning, right? Sometimes it's, you know, I'm old school, I'm military. You wake up, you do your bed. Why? You do your bed. You do your bed because at least if everything goes hell throughout the day, at least when you walk back into your room, the bed is done, right? It's organized. You know, it's just it's like it's the little stuff. But now, how you start your morning, right? You hear this from a lot of us, people out there, influencers, and people that are sharing some of the stuff that we talk about. And it's the little stuff. I wake up, you know, I like to do my prayer. I like to meditate. I like to work out. And then let's say I have my clients, I do a few consulting calls. In between my calls, I do cool stuff, right? I take a break. I go play soccer with my daughter, right? We go sparrow, you know what I mean? Do some martial arts. And then we go shooting. The stuff that I'm talking about, I do it because the life that we live is based upon the things that we preach. So I schedule fun in between my day to do the stuff that I love. So now I'm able to disconnect from a task. And now when I do go back, I'm like super focused. Now I'm able to bring in that energy. I'm able to help that client shift it from whatever they are struggling with to now let's stack upon that. Let's fix it. Now I tell my client, now that once we fix that, do yourself a favor, go celebrate. I don't care if it's 1 hour break doing something that you like. You know, you like basketball, go shoot some hoops for 30 minutes for an hour. Go, you know, if you have, you know, you like martial arts or you don't, if you've done martial arts when you were a kid, go buy a boxing bag, hang it in the garage. Now go do some sparring, right? Go release some of that, you know. So I do a lot of those things throughout the day, and it's incredible. There's a lot of studies on that. Even if all you do, like you disconnect, you're learning something. Let's say you're learning something and you disconnect for 5 minutes every hour or every 2 hours, just by disconnecting for 5 minutes, not doing nothing. I don't care if you drop dead on the floor, just stay there, lay down, meditate, pray, jump, get a jumper, trampoline, whatever. Did you guys know that by doing that, when you go to sleep, your brain is going to be processing the stuff that you are learning 20 to 30 times faster, where now you don't have to keep restarting that and, you know, going over it again, because your brain will do that for you for free without the effort at night when you are sleeping. That's how the mind works, right? So it's the little stuff that's going to get you the big results. It's not putting more content, working more hours. No, it's less is more. It's how are you tackling upon the tasks? Some of those daily habits that we have. Because think about it, if you guys do disconnect and you follow the things that we've been talking about over here, trust me, when you're back at work, at your team, at the task, you're going to be back full-blown energy and ready to go. And you just do whatever it takes. I had a client over here that I was supposed to talk to 10 minutes ago. I say, give me 15 minutes. And then, because, you know, when you're having a good time, you go for the results. You know what I mean? And it's about when I mean, flow over here. Victor's asking great questions. And I'm all about serving, over delivering, adding value. You know, be that person for your niche, for your people, for your team, for your family. And you watch the magic happens. It's very difficult to fail when you operate from that level.
Man, I love that. Yeah, it's you know, I think that when it comes to being able to disconnect and have fun, even during the day, it's a hard concept for a lot of people, right? So, but I see more and more people doing that. I mean, I don't do that, but maybe I should.
It's the smallest stuff, Victor. You can buy a hoops, right? You can buy a hoops on Walmart and just put in the parking lot at your business. And whenever your employee having a bad time, let's say if you guys in sales and you feel rejected a bunch of times, hey, take a 5-10 minutes, go shoot some hoops outside. It's something you want to break away from the task and come back. How much does it cost? A couple of $100 for a nice little hoops, now you can have it's the little stuff, you know what I mean? I'm telling you, it works and is efficient and it helps you reset. And it's the little things. It's always the little stuff.
Man, I love that. Yeah, I mean, we got a dartboard over here. We got some ping pong. We got a gym out here. I normally use it in the morning, but I might have to do another round midday. Man, that's good advice. So, Carlos, I know that you got to run. You have tight schedule, packed. So where can people find you, and where can they get this book? I'm gonna get it. So where's the top place where people can communicate with you?
Appreciate it being here, Victor. It's always an honor. I love doing interviews and podcasts and serving others and like-minded influencers and CEOs like you, my brother. I'm big on Instagram. I'm on TikTok. I'm a lot on LinkedIn. If you guys look me up by my name, Carlos Siqueira, or the easiest way, you go to carlosinspire.com. That's my main website. I have all my social media handles there, but normally they know me as Carlos Inspire. You guys can buy the book on Amazon, the physical book. And then if you want to listen, you can actually listen on Google. All the links also on my Instagram, on my TikTok, under my hyperlinks. You see the links there that you guys able. If you go to Instagram at Carlos Inspire, you click on the link below my profile. You go on my TikTok, you'll be able to see all my links to all my social media handles, to the book. And 100% of the proceeds of the book, we help causes. We want to end poverty. And that's the end goal. And if I can be the one to help give it a dent to the devil and help end poverty, you know what I mean? It'll be something special. We're doing good, but it's a lot more to be done. It's a whole lot more to be done.
100%. I love that. It's a big goal, big mission. So let's help Carlos with that. Bro, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I'm looking forward to connecting with you more. And you brought a lot of value in a short time, a lot of energy. So I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, my man.
The pleasure is mine, man. I always say, man, life is all about the mission, never the commission. And whenever you guys feel like tired and you wanted to give up, just remember your brother Carlos here, 6'5", 300 pounds, saying to you, the days that breaks us are truly the days that makes us. Let's go.
Let's go, baby. All right, there you have it, guys. Make sure you follow Carlos. We talked a lot about how you can push through, how you can make big goals happen, going back to the basics, super important, at Carlos Inspire and carlosinspire.com. All right, we'll see you on the next one.